The sound of the gavel was the sweetest thing I'd heard in months. Day 100, the verdict. When the jury foreman finally said the word guilty, the courtroom exploded. People were screaming, crying, celebrating my downfall. The judge had to bang his gavel just to get them to stop. The bailiff yanked my arms behind my back. I felt the cold steel of the handcuffs click shut against my skin. He leaned in close and whispered, "It's over, Alex. You're done." I kept my head down as he marched me out, hiding my face, not because I was ashamed, but because I was trying not to laugh. See, they think they are sending me to prison to punish me. They don't understand. I spent 3 months staging this crime for one reason only, to get close to the man who is already inside those walls. I didn't get caught. I just got let in. Rewind 50 days. The night they kicked down my door. To the cops, it looked like the end of a manhunt. They thought I was a desperate fugitive cornered in a cheap motel. I had to sell the panic. I had to make them believe I was sloppy, terrified. If I looked too calm, they might have started asking the wrong questions. When they found the weapon under the mattress, they celebrated. They didn't know I'd left it there on purpose. They threw me in the back of the cruiser, high-fiving their big win. They didn't know I'd been waiting in that room for 2 days just so they could find me. The hardest part of being arrested is trying not to give the officers directions to the station. The crime itself was just a prologue. The real work was in the staging. I wiped that wrench clean not to hide my tracks, but to ensure the only evidence they found was exactly what I planted. Stashing it under the mattress was a cliché, lazy, exactly where a panicked amateur would hide a weapon. I tore that cheap motel room apart, overturning chairs and scattering debris, because a desperate fugitive is sloppy, and I needed to sell the panic. I left breadcrumbs, like that marked map, right out in the open, leading them straight to my door so they could feel like brilliant detectives. I spent hours staring into that grimy mirror, perfecting the look of terror, learning how to make my breathing shallow on command. Then came the easiest part, sitting in the dark, waiting for my guests to arrive. When those red and blue lights finally washed over the walls, I didn't feel fear, I felt invited. It was finally time to get on my knees and start the performance. The judge thought he was ending my life when the gavel dropped, but he was just starting my mission. They stripped away my name and gave me a number, 849201. Sitting in that cell, the silence was heavy. But I wasn't there to serve time. I was there to serve a purpose. The yard is a chaos of noise and violence. The perfect place for a ghost to hide. It took 3 days to find him. He thought he was safe inside these walls. I didn't rush. I made a contact first. Greed is a universal language in here, and everyone has a price. I passed the note. A promise of protection in exchange for access. Lying here now, staring at the concrete ceiling, I can finally smile. The first domino has fallen. Now, the Real game begins. I found him in the laundry block, the man who killed Sarah. He laughed in my face, told me I was an idiot for framing myself just to get locked up with him. He thought I was trapped. But when I showed him the locket he stole from her, he broke. He screamed the details, confessed to everything right there in the steam. He didn't see the red light blinking on my chest until it was too late. The planted evidence, the fake panic, the arrest. It was all the price of admission to wear a wire in this room. My lawyer had the live feed. He goes to death row, and my conviction gets overturned. I had to walk into hell to drag the devil out. But tomorrow, I walk free.